And then there's option number 3, which is what I did. This is how I was able to buy 2 houses in just about a year. Good morning. Welcome to the next day. There are a few different ways in which you can invest in real estate. I'm gonna share with you, I guess, 3 of the most common ways that I believe people invest. And then I'm gonna share with you the way that I've invested that's enabled me to purchase 2 homes in just over 1 year. It's been exactly 1 year and 2 months, but I kind of rounded down because 1 year sounds better. So stick around and we'll talk about that in a bit. Today's task is doing the one thing that I hate doing the most, which is cleaning. I was going to just hire someone to do it, this cleaning company, because it is a reasonably sized house. However, I feel like you just do what you can to save money. That's how you make more money, is by saving money, and I really do have the time right now to be cleaning the house. So we'll see how far I get today. First stop is Home Depot, just to pick up a few odds and ends that I need in order to start cleaning, and then yeah, I'll see you at the house. All right, so we are back at the crib, just getting ready to do a little bit of cleaning. Gonna change some locks on a couple of different doors, and keep it pretty light for today. Like I said, I hate cleaning, so this is not gonna be fun, but you gotta do what you gotta do. So I stopped at Home Depot, got a few cleaning things. I landed on Pine Sol as being one of my primary cleaners for today. Not only do I like the smell, it is actually listed on the EPA's website as an approved disinfectant, meaning it will kill 99.9% of germs. I also did get some of this cleaning vinegar as well as the Blue Dawn. This little bad boy, well, another one popped open in my truck, spilled all over the seats and the floor, so a little pissed off about that. So like I said, there are a few different ways that you can invest. In my personal opinion, there are 3 predominant or primary ways in which people tend to invest. The one that you're probably more familiar with would be the flip. So you buy a house that needs work, you rehab it, you flip it, make a profit. Then you've got the people who just purchase what's called a turnkey residence, meaning you turn the key to the door, you open it, it's ready to go. Now in this scenario, those people will not be living in the house. Therefore, they have to put a larger down payment, a larger percentage down, because the bank doesn't want just to sell houses to people that have no true commitment to the neighborhoods that they're going to be living in. So their deterrent for that is making the down payment, be somewhere around 20 to 25% down. For example, if you were going to be putting down 25% on a $2,000 home, that is $50,000 that you need to come out of pocket and put down. So if you're pretty much loaded with money, that's not a problem. You can put down $50,000, and as soon as you get the keys to that place, you are able to rent it out to other people. That way you start making an immediate profit, hopefully. And then there's option number 3, which is what I did. This is how I was able to buy 2 houses in just about a year. I do gotta get to work. I will explain a little bit more of that in just a few. So my plan of attack is to do the kitchen today. That's, I guess, my biggest objective. Everything here is very grimy. I don't know if you can see, but it is not too pretty on there. There are tons of just, I don't even know what that is. Water stains, perhaps. The faucet also has quite a bit of gunk on there. And then you go to the stove. The stove just needs a real good cleaning. I heard about this product, Barkeeper's Friend. That's a weird name, but I heard it's really good for getting stuff like gunk off. So I'm gonna hopefully do a final pass with that stuff after I kind of scrub down everything else. So yeah, job for today is cleaning the kitchen. All right, so it is about an hour and some change later. What I did so far was I cleaned the countertops, cleaned the outside, except the dishwasher. I have not touched the dishwasher yet. Cleaned the outside of the cabinets, this side, that cabinet, that top, that bottom. I'm not too happy about the sink. It is still a little grimy, and the stuff that I got, maybe I'm not using it right. I don't know. I followed the instructions, but as you can see, there's still quite a bit of stuff left in there. And I scrubbed this thing like 3 times in a row, so need to figure out a way to kind of clean that out. And then there's option number 3, which is what I did. This is how I was able to buy 2 houses in just about a year. My method works so well because it requires the lowest amount of money down, and it's technically the lowest possible risk out of, in my opinion, all the different ways that you can invest. Now, it does technically require some level of sacrifice, meaning in order to get the lowest possible percentage down, which is 3%, 3 to 5%, you have to be willing to live in that house for a year. Like I said earlier, the bank is not going to be willing to give you a low down deposit amount, 3 to 5%, unless you are committed to the well-being of the neighborhood that you're living in. So what they determine is that if you're willing to live there for a year as the primary resident, you must be an actual home buyer, not technically an investor. I chose option 3 because I want to invest the very least amount of money as humanly possible in my investment properties. Meaning, I want my startup costs to be very, very minimal. Now, my thinking is, I already need a place to live, right? You need a place to live, I need a place to live. If I'm not living in a house, then I'm living in someone else's house or I'm living in an apartment, which means I'm paying someone else's mortgage off. So my thinking is, if I'm already gonna be paying a monthly rent, why not pay it into my own property and then be able to move out and then have someone else pay it off for you, in addition to making some income on top of that. Not to mention, depending on where you live, most apartments cost more than a house. This 2,600 square foot house, I pay $1,100 to live in. I used to live in Los Angeles. Do you know what you can get for $1,100 in Los Angeles? Absolutely nothing. You're either living in like a not so great part of town in a studio apartment, or you're sharing an apartment with somebody else. I have 4 beds and 2 full baths all to myself for $1,100. And then I'm gonna be able to rent this place out for at least $1,700. I'm hoping it'll be $1,800, but at least $1,700 when I move out. Now, this investment technique might not be as easy as I'm making it sound. You still need to show the bank that you have the money to close. And not only that, but you need to show that you have money incoming so that you're able to pay the mortgage. I don't know exactly how many months of the mortgage payment they want to see in your bank account, but I'll just tell you, I spent, let's say, $15,000 to $16,000 I had to have to close on this house. And my other house, I had to have somewhere around 13 to 14. So you still do need to make sure you have a sizable down deposit saved up in your bank. But once that's done, you're pretty much good to go. As long as you're able to make the monthly payments, and in which case my other house is like $1,200 a month for 2 bed, 2 bath. Most people should have the money. If they have the money to close on a house, they should have the money for the mortgage. So just kind of keep that in mind. It's not necessarily a perfect technique, and you still do need to have some funds in your bank account first. All right, so took about 3 hours altogether to get the insides dusted and cleaned, sanitized, sink I should say, cleaned, all those. That and then that. So I'm leaving everything to kind of air dry because it smells like pine sol in here. And then I last minute installed a double deadbolt. Pretty much anytime you have a glass door or any sort of glass component on your door, you want to get a double deadbolt so that if someone breaks in here, they can't just, twist the lock. They'd have to have a key on both sides. Next up is going to be cleaning the stove. It is very dirty and grimy in there. I'm either thinking about replacing the fridge or just doing a deep clean on the fridge. So yeah, so I'll save all that for the next time. Alright, so that's all I got for you today. I hope I was able to give you some insight into real estate investing, some of the different options that are out there for you. As you can see, it's not that scary. And when you do my method, you just take into consideration the fact that, hey, I technically do always need a place to live, so why not purchase a place that'll pay me money in the future? Pretty simple if you ask me. Let me know if you guys like this type of content, if you like me doing vlogs, if you want to see more about real estate or whatever. Just share your opinions on things that you would like to see in the comment section below. Other than that, I will see you guys next time. Peace.